Hey, good afternoon everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Wanted to make a quick video to go over a few points that keep coming up in the comments about this CHINS 12 volt 300 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. So probably the most common question I've been asked is how much did this thing cost and what does it cost now? For months before I bought this, I was checking the price. I bought it through Amazon for about $1,200. It has fluctuated between $1,200 and $1,400 over the past 6 months, probably. And currently, when I look on Amazon for over the past week, it shows it is currently unavailable, and they don't know if or when it will become available again. And that is for every model that they sell, whether it's a 300 amp hour, 200 amp hour, 100 amp hour, even the smaller ones. They've all been discontinued from what I can tell. So I would be curious if that's what all of you are seeing as well. Like I said, I go on to Amazon every day or two and look just to see if these things are more available through Amazon or anywhere else for that matter, and I'm not being able to find them being available anywhere. I have reached out to CHINS through 3 different methods of communication about this, so I could refer anybody that is interested in this of where they can find it now. And I have not heard back from CHINS as well, which before I purchased this and during the purchase process, they were very, very quick to respond. And now I have got absolutely nothing back. So I'd be curious what you guys find out if you've seen it available anywhere. I really don't know what to make of that, since they were always so quick to respond to me in the past, but I have tried them through the website, through an email, through a Facebook post that they said they could be reached at. Nothing. Absolutely radio silence from CHINS. So take that for what it's worth. That's been my information. If you find out anything differently, please let me know, and I can post that to the viewers so you can track it down. The other thing I've been asked a lot is what final charging parameters have I settled on. If you watched my earlier videos, you realize that since I am new to this type of chemistry, I've been learning as I go. I tried various settings to find out what I would be comfortable with. And I have now settled in on the user settings for the lifepo4 charge controller. And I'll tell you why. So this is the charger that14 sent me. I have used it to top the battery off a few times, and I mean the minute this thing hits 14.25 volts, it shuts off and the battery is full. Now, according to CHINS charging parameters in their specs, they want you to get to 14.6, but the charger that they send, this charger right here, 14.25, and it's done. And that has been fine for my operating purposes. Now, I don't use this very much. I'm hooked up to solar. I have used it a few times just to find out how close I was to a full charge, plug this in, hit 14.25, and shut it down. And then after the charge is done, as many of you has noted, the resting goes down 13.5, 13.6 with no charge coming in or going out. And that's pretty normal. So back up to the lifepo4 right here and the MT50 charge controller. I'll show you what I'm doing now. And it's real simple. I went back to user control. You set the battery type to user, the size of the battery bank, 300 amp hours, 0 temperature compensation coefficient. Set that, of course, 12 volt. Charge limit 14.6. Equalize charge, set that to the same thing that you want your bulk charge to be, and then you'll set the equalize down to 0 anyway, because you're not trying to equalize these things. So I've got my current boost charge to 14.2. I'm real happy with that. It usually goes up to about 14.3 on this, and then you get a little bit different reading at the battery, which is usually about 14.2, and then knock it down to 13.6 float, and it's the same difference here with the difference between the what shows on the MT50 here. When it's at a float, it'll show about 13.6. Down on the battery, it shows about 13.5. So you get that little bit of discrepancy, no problem. And then the other thing that's real important is the equalize time. Set that to 0. I leave my boost on at about 10 minutes. Let it stay at 14.2, 14.3 for 10 minutes. And then I call it good. And that's worked out very well. I went back and forth using some of the preset settings on here and trying to manipulate those. I never got completely happy with all of those. So I'm very happy with this now. On a good charging day, I'll run up to 14.3, float it down around 13.6. And what it does is it'll go down to 13.6, go all the way down to about 13.5, then it'll trickle in a little bit of power, get up to 13.6. It's not holding a constant float like it would on your lead acid batteries. So the next thing I'm going to put on here so I can quit chasing the voltage around with my voltmeter right there, which is always on the ready, because as I've been learning how this works, that's how I chase it. I don't have a lot of other diagnostic tools available. This has worked very well for me to stay informed, watch it when it's getting close to charge, and seeing how far I go down in a nighttime of usage. So to alleviate my obsession with running around with that voltmeter in hand, this is the Eiley battery monitor. It'll read more or less like a gas gauge in your car. So you can just look on there and you'll be able to see on here what the state of your battery is in all the time. As I've mentioned before, when you're looking at the MT50 or on your voltmeter, very little change happens. I mean, when you're charging it up, it goes to 13.5 forever and a day before it pushes up to full charge, and then discharging throughout the night, never seen it budge off at 13.2. So this will be a good indicator. I've watched many reviews on this. I'm going to make a video on this. I'm just waiting on some properly sized cables to hook this up, and I'll show you how that goes. I'm looking forward to hooking that up. Just got this in the other day, and we're going to set that up for you and show you how it works. Then I can give the voltmeter a rest and just at a glance be able to tell what the state of charge is in. So I just want to give a big shout out to everybody for subscribing to the channel. I'm having fun making these videos for y'all, and lots more to come. And we're going to get onto a lot of other topics besides this particular battery. But mostly I'm interested if any of you can find where this is available now. I have a lot of people asking me where it is. I go to, like I said, Amazon every couple of days to look. Not available. Cannot find out through them where they might be available or what's going on. I do notice that on Amazon's now, there's another battery that is built exactly like this. Everything right down to the handles on it is identical. The color and the name of the battery is different. So I don't know if there's some rebranding going on here or not. I kind of suspect that there may be. It's just the same factory in China pumping these things out under a different name. But I really don't know. So if any of you have any information you'd like to share with the channel, please leave a comment. All right. Thanks as always for watching. More to come. Aloha.